Anita Majumdar stars in Deepa Mehta's adaptation of Midnight's Children. Tell us what that experience was like working with Deepa.
I mean, Deepa to me is an acting institution unto herself. I keep saying I feel like I should have given her my yearly tuition fee just because of how much I learned working with her. I walked out a different actor, and that it was. What's great about Deepa is that she actually pushes you to a point that you didn't think you could get to, but she sees all along. And so you get to this limit point where you're like, Deepa, stop. Like, what else do you want from me? And then she takes you to that place that she always knew you could get to. And it's really comforting knowing that she'll never push you further than she knows where you can get to. And that's actually the greatest compliment you can give to an actor. At the time, it's a lot more challenging and frustrating, but
in retrospect, it just made you a better...
Absolutely, and it improves your craft, I think. And that's why I really think of her as an actor's director, because she loves working with actors, and I think actors love working with her just because of what they learn about themselves and their medium.
And tell us about the character that you play.
I play Emerald. She's considered the brat of the three sisters. The three sisters being Salim Sinai, who's the protagonist, his aunt, and his mother. Emerald is quite pivotal in that her sister, who becomes Salim's mother, she's married once to Nadir Khan, who's played by Zaib Sheikh, everyone knows from Little Mosque, and Emerald is pivotal in breaking up that marriage, and also then instrumental in pairing them, Salim's actual parents together at her own wedding.
So you're wrecking lives everywhere you go.
Yes, so, but I mean, I think Emerald gets a really bad rap. I think Emerald, people see her as ambitious. I see her as just someone who knows what she wants and goes after it. I actually wish I was more like Emerald. I could learn a few lessons from her.
But not the home wrecking part, just the going after what you want, right?
No. And she doesn't wreck her own home, so she likes homes.
That's true.
Yes. She just wrecks other people's. And the thing, she's not a malicious person. That's the thing about Emerald, is that she doesn't actually realize what she's doing. She's just doing what she thinks needs to get done. And when she meets General Zulfikar, who's played by Rahul Bose, she meets her match in life, and the two of them are. Rahul said it in a rehearsal. We're kind of like the jerks of the movie, and at a certain point, you kind of have to just own that.
Well, and it seems like you have done that. So good for you. If you're going to play the brat, the homewrecker, just own it. Exactly. Now let's move away a little bit from the film and just ask you about Canadian films and filmmakers at large. Is there anybody out there that really inspires you in the Canadian industry, and why?
Well, I mean, not to sound like a suck-up, but Deepa, it's a little bit beyond my wildest dreams to have gotten a chance to work with her. I'd heard how fantastic she is in terms of working with actors, and we live in the same city, so it just seemed like a natural combination. But when she called me up and said, hey, I'm thinking of you for Emerald, and I had actually read that two other Bollywood stars have been approached for my role, and big Bollywood stars like Kangana and the sort of that realm of Bollywood. And I'm thinking, do you have the wrong number? Are you sure you're not did you just dial my number instead of Lisa Ray's? And I learned so much from her. I think if I were to work with another Canadian filmmaker as a dream now that I worked with Deepa, it would probably be Adam McGoyan. I love his approach, and I love that we actually come from really similar backgrounds, because I come from a theater background. I've done a ton of theater across this country, but particularly Toronto. And Adam comes from theater as well, and we're both playwrights. I mean, my career is very strange in that I kind of do a bunch of things, and acting's my favorite, but I'm also a playwright, and I'm a playwright in residence here in Toronto, and I would love the chance to, talk off Adam's ear about how do you negotiate those things.
Right.
Because theater it's a different medium. I mean, they're not different in that we're still telling stories, but there's a tweak. There's a shift that we need to make as actors and filmmakers and directors that I would love to learn firsthand from someone who's done it and achieved it so successfully.
Well, Anita Majumdar sounds like a Jill of all trades, and we're very excited to see her in Midnight's Children, so thank you.
Thank you so much.